All right. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending where you're connecting from. Welcome, guys, to one of our episodes of My Secret Story. This is a period or a time where we get to hear stories from various members of our community, where they share their stories, where they tell us more about themselves as well, and tell us more about their experiences and what has happened to them, and why are they part of our amazing community. So it's time for us to hear, and also people to share their experiences with the world and with the community, to say, what is it? Why are they here? Why are they in secret? Why are they part of secret? So this is an opportunity we give all the different members that we have in part of our community. So one day, who'd want to hear your story as well? So if you're part of Secret and you're part of this community as well, please, if you've got an amazing story, interesting story, I would love one day to host you, so that at least you can tell us your story about your journey and your experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we've got an amazing a lady, a guest on our call tonight. She's somebody whom I've been working with, always chatting to, and always, discussing and making plans and strategies for what to do for Africa, what to do for the community, what to do for our business as well, and always throwing ideas at each other and making things happen. And she's somebody whom I've known for quite some time, and she's a banker by profession. She's a mother of two daughters. That brings a lot of imbalance in the world. She must go for another two boys as well to bring a balance in the world. I know it's too late for her to do that. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking, guys, and I'm just joking on that one. And she's a consultant, and she trains a lot of people in business. She's an entrepreneur. She's a globetrotter. She loves traveling and enjoying, and maybe, seeing the world and being part of the world. She just returned from Cape Town. Recently, she was in Cape Town, and very soon she'll be coming to South Africa in a few days as well. She's based in Zimbabwe. Please, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Dr. Lucia Mandengenda. Doc, are you there on the call?
Yes, I am. Good evening, Henry, and good evening to everyone who's connected. Can you hear me?
Right, I can hear you loud and clear. Let's see if we can get you. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. You know what, Doc? Many people always be wondering, and some people maybe who are on this call, they're just maybe hearing this name for the first time, but I know most of them have already know, or they have heard about Dr. Lucia. Please let us know, who is Dr. Lucia here.
All right. Thank you so much, Henry, and good evening to everyone. It's a pleasure to be on this platform. So, who's Dr. Lucia? As you've already mentioned, Henry, but I always say I'm a banker and economist and international consultant. I did work in the body corporate, in the development sector, in the UN system, and now I do. International consultancy with multilaterals. But that being said, I'm also a family woman, committed to one man, married for 28 years, and two beautiful daughters. I always mention that they're very young ladies, but they're also black belt, huh? But I hope that doesn't you know let the competition shy away. And I'm an entrepreneur, by passion. In respect to, I've written materials for entrepreneurs across the continent. I train those that train those entrepreneurs, and those that train those trainers, and have written materials on starting businesses, improving and expanding them. And why not put entrepreneurship into practice, right? And what I always took away from my banking practice is when somebody comes to ask for facility, and being able to buy into their vision and idea and put resources for them. That has always struck me. But aside from the professional side, I love farming. I love to get my hands dirty, put on my gum boots and so on. Love gardening as well. And yeah, and I'm not afraid in terms of conventional types of businesses or unconventional types of businesses. It's all part of the fun and putting into practice, what one knows. So let me say that for now, Henry.
I know. I mean, I know you've got this CV packed, and I look at it and say, where do you get the time to be part of our community? How do you manage that? Or what
Well,
makes you become part of our community?
busy is good, right? And just being able to balance a busy schedule work-wise, as well as run various businesses, let alone a household. For me, in terms of Seacret, um, it was a no-brainer for me. I entered into this concept through the travel side. And when why travel? All my professional life, I've been traveling to different countries and, seeing different corners of the world, but without my family. So when something like this came along, I said, I just want to be able to see these places with my family. And I'm glad I did. And when the skincare came along, I said, hey, you know what? I'm my mother's daughter. She's a woman that used skincare brands and had a beauty regime since she was a young nurse, and she's 76 now, and she's only used two brands, and she's converted to a Seacret in the past 3 years of her 76 years. So for me, I'd always grown in with my mother saying, oh, your skin, this and that, and she'd take something out of her handbag, a sample of the brands that she was using, and leave that for me to use. So when I came across the Seacret range of skincare and body care, it was a no-brainer. I was a kind of professional woman who'd go for beauty spa treatments, let alone the massages, given the demands of work. But I just couldn't even maintain that regime for myself. So I'd go almost, once every 2 weeks. But now with Seacret, I have my own spa at home. I'm actually quite disciplined in terms of using my skincare regime myself. And I'm happy I've been able to share other people that I know, friends and family are also now using that, not just in Zimbabwe, but in other countries on the continent and in other locations. Yeah, so the fun for the practice and just a personal care. Hey, why not? I mean, I always say I'm past the first half of my century and I'm heading towards the end of the second half, towards my century. Why not?
No, brilliant. I mean, you don't look like I can see the glow. You don't look like somebody who's gone over the century. I mean, the half century mark. It's you don't. When I'm looking at you, I'm just saying, hey, I'm just looking at this young, beautiful girl, and when I'm looking at the glow that you have on your face right now, what's the secret behind the secret?
What's the secret behind the secret? For me, secret is part of my lifestyle. That's what I'll say. I don't just say, these are products that I use. It's part of my lifestyle. And every time I'm engaging on Seacret, I'm not going to show up without having used a Seacret product. So, even my lipstick is Seacret. I wash my hair with Seacret mud mask. And, the glow on my face, personal favorite product, mineral rich peeling gel, just removing the dead skin, the dryness and so on, and just moisturizing my face. So, just a simple routine. And I've been religious about that for the past 3 years with Seacret. Prior to that, I used to go, for my spa facials and so on. And then in terms of everything that I use from head to toe, the salt and oil scrub and the mud foot cream, especially when I come from the garden, just to make sure that my feet, are not affected by the soil, because the soil does also damage the soles of our feet. So yeah, it's part of my lifestyle, and I enjoy it. Not just myself, my family, my husband, who's also connected, and my daughter. They use the products. My husband loves the men's range. My daughter, she has very natural long hair, and she uses the hair care range and even some of the products that I've mentioned. So, yeah, it's part of my lifestyle, let me say.
Yeah, I mean,
And I
I
don't
was
show
just
up. I don't show up without Seacret. Let me put it that way.
because I mean it's more like your gas just covered all over, because when you talk about your hair, you talk about your face, you talk about your lipstick. So what's not secret on you now? If I may put it
What's
that
not
way. Maybe
secret?
yeah,
Maybe my glass
your
frames.
glasses.
Even the mascara, even this mascara is secret.
It's secret.
So,
So I
you
bought a
also have
mascara.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to exude it. Besides just looking it, you have to smell it, feel it. It has to be you. So, yeah, I just enjoy it that way. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just love the whole idea. I mean, because when you look at it, it's more like it covers you everything. You've got your hair, you've got your skincare, you're talking about your feet as well. You've got your body massage. Yeah, it's more like everything is all covered. What else do you enjoy? I mean, on the products of Secret as well.
Well, as I'm saying, I don't show up without Secret. That's just, the sort of looking good side of Secret. The experience the world for me, like I said at the beginning, when I was introduced to this concept, it was the travel side that really, I loved, and then I got to love everything. And Secret has Club Secret, the travel side, that professional booking engine. And, just a laptop, just from our phones, we can book a hotel, we can book car hire, we can book our flights. Just over the Easter period, my husband and I traveled to our daughter's graduation in Cape Town. So for the days of the graduation period, we booked our hotel from Club Secret. And since we were there, and Club Secret offers, in locations, including Cape Town, our secret escape, um, we also then tagged on to a secret escape. I tell you, that was awesome. We went to Table Mountain, and just the cable car. I'm glad there were people that were more closer to the grass than I was. I'm that kind of person. And say, heights, yeah, we can fly high, but when you can see how high you're moving, it was one of the experiences. I said, okay, let's get to the top and I will enjoy this. So yeah, I went with my husband and my daughter. And in the past, I've traveled with my husband. We've done cruise ships. We've done, booking hotels in different locations in the US. And even when I'm in Johannesburg, besides, when we meet next week, 26 to 28 April, like last year, when I started traveling, during our experience with the pandemic, I just decided, let me be grounded. But I was the one person who picks up a suitcase and comes in and drops off and picks up the other. So when I resumed travel last year, I booked hotel again, off our platform. So for me, it's something that I just look forward to doing, using what we have. And the discounts, I tell you, these are five-star hotels, your Hiltons, your Sheratons, your Hyatts, and so on, just for the locations that I've been. And I'm also looked at other locations and shared with friends that want to go to Thailand or Hong Kong and stuff like that. I tell you, to get like 66% or 30% discount on those five-star hotels is a no-brainer. And I'm not talking about, what you hear, what Secret offers. I'm talking about what I have used personally and together with my family, and we're enjoying all the way. So I'm looking forward to a cruise on my getaway. So I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. I want to live life. We got to hit that
No,
100 mark. I come
yeah.
from a family. I come from a family with a gene pool where my grandparents, reached 96. So, I'm not kidding when I'm saying I'm in the halfway, halfway towards my century.
No, I mean, it's a blessing, sometimes to live that long, and we always appreciate life. Because I always tell people, right now, if you're still alive and waking up as well, you need to really enjoy every moment and not to know what happened and how time has just flown, or just repeating the same year again and again. And I mean, when I look at what you are sharing and what you are saying as well, it's more like, hey, you are secret all over yourself. I mean, you use secret for your skin, you use secret for your travel, you use, I mean, secret for almost everything that you do as well. So tell us more also about other products of secret as well that you truly appreciate yourself as well.
All right. So, besides that skincare, body care, I always say the nutrition. Initially I because one will be buying multivitamins from the pharmacist and so on and so forth. So I was a bit of as they say, when you're taking up technologies, I was a bit of a laggard when it came to the nutrition. I was pioneer when it came to the skincare, but a bit of a laggard with the nutrition. And so over time, I just started using the booster, particularly, because of the alkalinity, but it's the end result that I love. It just gave me restful sleep, sleeping like a baby. So, just also understanding that, what we eat and what we drink, causes that acidity, and just taking booster, just helping to give that good balance in our stomach to an alkaline state, and the end result being restful sleep. I tell you, my two daughters tried it, when they were studying at university. They're done now, and it was like, Mom, what is in that? I just like
Yeah.
knocked out dead to the world. So for me, booster bedside friend, and so something that we use in the family. And I've seen that when I share with friends, they love booster. And then I have a back problem, and recovery and hydro effects were the first that I tried. So initially, I wasn't quite feeling what it is that people were experiencing. And then gradually over time, I tell you, when I restock my nutrition, it's recovery. I stress over. If it's not on the mall that I want, I look to another mall to ensure that I get my recovery and hydro effects. And because they're natural supplements, calcium based, and this great technology that they have in terms of the hydrogen in a tablet. I tell you, for me, it's those are the three nutrition products that I love: hydro effects and recovery. So that's a double uh, double effort there. And then the booster. My when my when my daughters and even my husband, when he's busy and they just want to stretch a little bit longer on the day, if they're concentrating on something, especially when the girls were studying, energy energy was the go-to. It wasn't coffee. It was the
Yeah.
energy that they would just stir up and take. But for me, I kind of like pull all-nighters. For me, I'm a daytime person. So yeah, so those nutrition products. And besides that, just the community. That's what I love, the community, in terms of getting
Yeah.
together with others that are using these products, and experiencing what Club Secret can offer, and just sharing all of that. So, when you book, or if you use a travel agent, or if you're traveling with work, you don't share those experiences with others. It's just part of the routine. But when you're sharing experiences, through Club Secret, it just becomes a different conversation, a really fun conversation, and connecting with people that you normally, during your um, walk of life, you would not have come across. And that's what I love. I'm generally a very outward extrovert type person, so I love interacting and meeting new people. So yeah, embracing new people, and the community is just vibrant. It just has a liveliness to it. Let me put it that way. And I love positive energy. That's just me. If you ask anyone, when they start talking about what's wrong and the negativity, I always say, I don't talk problems, I talk solutions. So what's our solution to this? So I'm that kind of like a positive oriented person. So I love the secret community for the fun.
Okay, no, I mean, brilliant. I mean, you're sharing quite a lot here on Seacret as well. I mean, now you're talking about the community as well. But one thing I just want to draw you to you is to find out, to say, look, when I look at all these things that at least Seacret is offering, you can always find these things somewhere else, and you can always find them somewhere else. You can go to different places. There's so many places that offer all the maybe skincare products. There are places that also offer nutritional products. There are places that offer travel. There are places that offer. And when I look and sum it all, what makes you say, you know what, I want a Seacret to be my number one place? What is it that you would say, you know what, why am I going Seacret all the way?
Right. For me, what really got me was that they're natural products. And the fact that they're from the ingredients, the salts, the mud are from the Dead Sea, that's a place that I've always wanted to go. In actual fact, prior to the pandemic and being Catholic, we wanted to do a tour of Israel with my mother. So, uh, year on year, we different parishes organized to do a tour of the route of Christ in terms of Israel. So when I came across, Seacret, I said, it's come to my doorstep. But obviously, yes, I must still do Israel. The closest I got was Egypt when I traveled with my husband. So for me, that just resonated that the natural and the ingredients are from the Dead Sea, and then also even the oils, the extracts. I mean, seaweed, cucumber, aloe vera. Hey, why not, right? And nothing complicated because they're natural and they're quite simple to use. That's what I love. When I used to go for my facials with at my spa, I tell you, they'll be putting all these things and the gadgets that go with it and so on. And my face would come out of there looking like all plumped up, but like over time it would recede. And I thought like, I hope there's nothing more than, what is good that they're putting on my face. So using Seacret for myself, I found it's the simplest regime. But what I love is that the quality of the product, the quality of the product, you can feel it when you put it on. I mean, yes, we've all used the different brands in the past, but I love the quality that these products offer. So yeah, so that's why natural and from the Dead Sea and simple to use. I've never been somebody who I would buy what um, my spa treatment, my beautician would tell me, and it would sit on the dresser. And then, like she said, okay, use this one, use this one. I just didn't get it. But with Seacret, I just know. I pick one, two, and three, or four if I want, and I'm good. So that's what I love about the Seacret products in that regard. So for me, when I'm
No,
sharing, when I'm sharing with others, it's about like, hey, when they see me, they say, "Ah, look, Lucia, you're looking younger." Although the this is not a tint, hey, this is natural graying, natural
and
graying.
nowadays you never know. You see, huh? I can decide to have a different.
But when
It's a
they see
fashion
me,
statement.
when they see me, I'm looking younger, and they want to know what it's about. So even more, I'm just convinced that this is the best solution for me, and anyone who's willing to take it up.
No, that's interesting. That's amazing. And Doc, when I look at now as well, I mean, you are an entrepreneur yourself, and you've got other different businesses that you're involved in or you're doing as well. And what made you now to also get involved onto the business side, or how do you compare this business model with other businesses, and what are the advantages of the secret business model,
All
of
right.
which is
So,
yeah.
all right. Thank you, Henry. So, being someone who's always been a specialist in terms of business management and entrepreneurship, uh, when I was shown the business side, I took it on as a challenge. I've run hiring businesses for entertainment. I've run children's clothing retail. I've even I used to supply here in Zimbabwe. What is it? Duck like me, yeah, duck like me, and distributing to all the salons in this country. So for me, I could connect the dots in terms of distribution side of the business, but also the retail side of the business. But then now when it came to, sharing and building the business the way it's done, this was the first time I've done something like this. Most of the businesses I've run are conventional. And I also have a consultancy company that does research in the financial sector and the development sector. So those are different ball games. So I just took it as a challenge. You have to learn, how do you train people how to start run businesses, and you can pick up the next. And the balance that it offers an online way of running business, even though sometimes I do run it offline, but I love the online part, and because it's global. I have retailed other products on Etsy.com, and so I loved that global aspect. So Seacret, brings all of those aspirations for me, and it's about sharing. It is a very simple, approach in terms of running a business, and very low cost entry type of business. Remember, I've been a banker, I've been and lending millions to people in terms of, trying to get the whole brick and mortar and the whole shop, or factory outfitted and all. But like the low cost entry and the fact that it's global, for me, I said, I I thought I would never say I'm typewriter generation, but coming from that side of the technology spectrum and this online business, I said this is the way to go. This is the way to go. I've dabbled with the Airbnb. We do have some real estate with my husband, but just the whole hecticness that goes with it. But this one, it's easy. Click, order, share, click this link, sign up, pick your choice. I mean, how easy can business be? So yeah, that's why in terms of picking up on the business side. And also, I enjoy the fact that I've been able to bring to the fore some of the skills that I have, and also having the opportunity, also training on the product knowledge side. So the business side, allowed that much more besides me just using the products. That's also what I love about it. And also being, I've been a trainer international for UN agency on entrepreneurship materials. So now transferring those skills to what we do in Seacret, I just enjoy it even more. So building the business and also training and interacting with other great trainers in Seacret, that actually has helped being involved in those different dimensions, not as a user, but also sharing and training with others. It has helped keep me in the game and to keep me in momentum. You'll be surprised, the more you predispose yourself, and the more you get involved, just giving back. We were all rewarded in our different spheres and professions and whatever we do in other ways. But I've always found in my life, when you give back and you give of yourself, and it's actually even more enriching and more rewarding than anything financial. So yeah, that's why I like the business side of Seacret.
No, that's I mean that's amazing. I mean, when you compare the two areas as well, and the fact that at least you're saying this is just online, click, 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 and get things done. What are the challenges that at least you might have faced being part of this concept? What are the challenges that you say, you know what, not everything, whatever you do, it's honky-dory, not everything will run smoothly, or not everything will be easy, but there are some challenges that at least you might have faced and Seacret. What are those challenges and how did you overcome them?
All right. So initially, I'm connecting from Zimbabwe, and Zimbabwe is one of almost 10 countries on the African continent, besides the other countries on the other continents. And in mind, I was the first person to get products when we got to the secret product side of things. I was the first person to get the products in Zimbabwe, and I had to route them through South Africa all the way from the United States. That's just how excited I was and willing to do. And then, with the great network and friends in South Africa, got the products here in Zimbabwe. And so during my first 6 months that's the route that I would use. It felt a little, yes, click and order and delivered, but not straight to your doorstep, and finding, other mechanisms, of which we did. And, I haven't looked back. And after those 6 months of my 3 years, Zimbabwe, has been receiving deliveries. So, for me, it was like you have to go through that experience and pain and find solutions. So remember, I'm a more solution-oriented person rather than focusing on the problem. And so I would share and introduce, friends and family here in Zimbabwe when the deliveries were straight to doorstep. But also for those, who are as adventurous and, calculated risk takers like myself, they were quite happy for us to take that route. And then, of course, in terms of when you're first sharing with people, I'm not a salesperson, and this business is not about selling; it's about sharing, right? And that sharing, maybe sometimes I don't have to say it; you just see it. But people take time. They think when you're sharing what you're using, it means replacing and substituting what they're already using. And so, that would be some of those initial feedbacks that I would receive. I said, no, it just complements. If you are using, whether it's Clinique or another range, and for those that have dermatological challenges, very sensitive skin, I said, you just use what you're using. But like neck down, use what you're using here, but neck down, this is what's there for you. And also in terms of, what you can use on the nutrition side, depending on what your needs are. So that's what I would say in terms of, people thinking that it's about removing everything off your dresser and substituting it. Is about complementing and using what you're looking for that your particular brand doesn't offer you. And I found that over time, people start inching, even if they're protecting sensitive skin, they start inching into those products once they've used the ones from Seacret that their particular brand doesn't offer them. So that's what I would say in terms of the initial market. But the market acceptance, when I started 3 years ago, nobody was using Seacret in Zimbabwe, but I have quite a number of people that are using it in Zimbabwe, Botswana, Zambia, South Africa, and now I'm exploring, other continents. So for me, that's quite gratifying, knowing that you can establish a market with the products. I think you just have to take it from an entrepreneurial perspective, because sometimes if you take it like, the system, I have to do it like this, and that didn't work. Just take a business person mindset to this. It's like if you are selling lollipops, and whatever the system with the lollipops is, at the end of the day, people just want to, is it a lime or red or purple lollipop? So yeah, I think just taking a more business oriented approach to what we have, product, service, and just get on with it. So that's what I would say would be the challenges. And of course, just ensuring that our products with the skincare, body care, they have a 2 to 3 year dateline. So just, the replenishments for yourself, replenishments for customers that are using the products, you have to manage that. It's just like in a supermarket. There's shelf life for everything. Some are 7 day shelf life. We are fortunate ours is 3 year shelf life, or 2 year shelf life with some products. So you just have to make sure that, those that you share with and introduce, it maintain the date lines and make sure that, these products haven't expired when you're sharing with users. That's what I would also highlight.
No, interesting. So now, I mean, considering you have been part of Seacret now for 3 years, considering where you came from, where you are now, how do you see the future and where do you see Seacret in the next 2-3 years from now?
First I'll speak about it from as a business person on the Seacret side. I see myself, and then I wrote it down. I'm one of those that once a year I write my goals, just 4 or 5 goals, and I make sure that I'm ticking and achieving that. And so for Seacret, sometimes I write, I want to approach this country and that country. What's my approach? So for now, I've mentioned a few countries so far. So I want to kind of enter new markets, not too many, maybe one more in Africa, and consolidate and expand where I've established a use in the current countries. So that's where I see Seacret for me in Africa. Also, I want to diversify and enter markets like America, Canada, and Europe. I have tried in the past. So, when you take a multi-country approach, you can't just be blanket everywhere. You need to have a penetration point. Just like any company that's internationalizing, you must have honed down in your local market, your competencies, your experiences, and the market base before you start expanding and opening branches elsewhere. That's how I kind of look at it. So for me, I'm looking at more countries in Africa than the Zambia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and there are 10. So I just want to add one more. And then in terms of making inroads into Europe and America. So for me, a global country. And then for Seacret Africa and our community, we've got 10 countries, and in each end of and I think we've got about 6 or 7 participating out of those 10. And whatever hand I can contribute and connecting with others, where I'm also building in their own countries and just growing whatever that business clientele or agency base that we have. So for me, it's about connecting and looking as CEOs in our businesses in the different geographies, the different markets, and it definitely can explode in Africa. I mean, 3 years we didn't have this product, and here we are talking about it, and quite a lot of people have got to know it, and others are using it. And I'm happy, some of the people that I have shared with are also connected, and those that I have shared with, and so on. So, we just have to keep sharing. And like someone said, I love what Konya said, you are the business card of your business. So if there's a glow, let it show, right? So we'll get there. We will get there.
No, brilliant. And you talked also about training, and you talked about training as well, and Seacret. Tell us more about the trainings that at least you have, and the trainings that are coming up, and what should people expect on the trainings?
All right. Yeah, well, my training experience has been since the late 90s. I used to train in many African countries where all my colleagues, the Seacret community in Africa comes from. And just building a cadre of trainers, master trainers. So we were like the super master trainers and the multiplier effect. So just transferring those skills to Seacret and in terms of our type of business. So I'm happy and humbled, to be part of the Seacret Africa trainers that train in terms of our regional training events. So thank you, Henry, for, assembling, the talent that Africa has. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. Last year in November, we had our regional training in Johannesburg, and all these different countries came to one place. And what I can say is, if you haven't booked your ticket for the one that's coming up next week, and we've been sharing this since December, or since we left in November, 26 to 28 April, in Lanseria, Lesedi Cultural Village, just some 30 minutes drive out of Johannesburg. And, because it's a vacation and training, right? My husband and my daughter are joining me. Hey, why not? And since they're also users of the product, the training will also even benefit them. And I know others from other countries are also coming with their family. And so for me as a trainer, I'll be sharing with you product knowledge in terms of the skincare, body care, hair care. And I also have an additional a session for you. So if you want to know what that session will offer you, if you've picked anything from what I've said in this conversation, come to our traincation and hear more. And there's a great lineup of experienced trainers, and it's going to be exciting. And I see, in terms of Africa exploding as we do more and more of these. And locally here in Zimbabwe, we also connect in terms of the community, and we get together in terms of socials. So even there, we are imparting skills and training each other in various aspects. So for me, training is something that I do. Being a banker, I train finance institutions, the business of lending. And so when it comes to training on entrepreneurship or training on products, you don't have to be a dermatologist, but just in terms of transferring your training skills and competencies in the sphere and in the area of Seacret. So that's just how I look at it, and happy to serve. Thank you.
No, I mean that's interesting, and that's amazing. Like I can't tell, and what I can't really, explain it, how people are going to miss out, when they're not coming to this particular event that at least we are having, because it's an event we're doing it for different way, different purpose, different way. We want to have fun, because people want to have fun. And whenever you travel or you go for any business workshop, you want to create your fun. I think Traincation has officialized the fun part of it in a training event. That's how we have tried to make it easy. And I can't wait to hear all your other people's, the trainers as well, in the various sessions that at least you're going to be sharing. I mean, I always love to learn from other people as well, and always take the business to the next level. So now, Doc, I know time is always very jealous and always flying. I think we've got a few minutes before the next event that's coming up as well. So now, when you look at Seacret as a business, and when you look at Seacret, who is Seacret meant for? Or who do you say, you know what, these are the people that should be part of Seacret? Or what who some people here might be listening and checking and saying, some maybe they're just guests, they don't even know much about Seacret, or they're deciding, hey, am I part of this community or not? Whom do you say is the rightful person for this community?
Right. Seacret is for everyone. Seacret is for everyone because you've got skin. If you don't have skin, maybe it's not for you. But if you've got skin, your face, your body, is the largest organ on our being. And so Seacret is for everyone. And what I love is that there's a product range that's suitable for everyone. Whether you're young, middle-aged, or old, there's a product range for you. And sometimes it's about starting with two or three that just complement themselves, or even just simply the mud soap. The men love the mud soap. So the ladies, don't keep the mud soap to yourself. My husband used to have skin challenge on his cheek, after shaving, and you'd see a dermatologist. And when he started using mud soap, that's scarring has gone away. And so I would say, your mother, your father, there's a product, there's a range for them, those that are in the 70s and the 80s, age defying. And then those that are middle aged, and I think most of us are middle aged, there's a product range for you. You can either be transitioning from a foundational one to an age defying one. Right now, I'm defying aging. I'm still on the foundational one. So I use the one that my daughters who are in their 20s are using, but I'll soon be transitioning to the age defying range. And then, it's for both men and women. There's a product for everyone. And what I love is that men think that women are always preening themselves and so on and grooming, but we have a range for the men as well, so that they can also, groom themselves and look their professional best. And for the young ones, teenagers, my daughters are in their 20s, but I know they're teenagers that might have some breakout complexions, and it impacts on their confidence when they're at school or in their social circles. And those that have used the mud soap, it actually just helps in terms of some of those blemishes and those breakouts. And they're a little bit more confident about themselves, because it's just mud. It's simply nature that we're using there. So I'd say, there's a product for everyone. But for me, funny enough, the clients that I have are those that are older than me, because they have come from their generation that has known in terms of personal skincare. So for me, I have customers that are 50 to 70 years old, and then 30 to 40. In terms of anybody below 30, it's just really my children. But for those that have children that are still teenagers, high school, and so on, the foundational range type products, your mud soaps, your peeling gels, because they're very natural, and your moisturizers. So yeah, I think everybody in the family, young and old, men and women, Seacret is for that. So you can either take a strategy, I just want to part with saying, you can either be niche market and focus those that really appreciate the quality, and you're not discussing how much it costs, but it's about what it can do for me. Or you could take a mass market approach, mass, and you'll be dealing more with the low priced product. So you also need to be strategic as somebody who's running a business, to say, what is my strategy with this product? And for me, I believe it's a quality product that's very affordable. So you can actually reach different market segments, depending on the approach that you use. So come to Trendcation and learn more from us if you haven't, if you want to know more in terms of strategies with Seacret.
No, that's amazing. So, Doc, I know time is really not on our side. What are your parting words to all the people onto the call here about your Seacret story?
Right. My parting word is, if you haven't tried our Seacret products, whether it's for your skin, for your nutrition, or for travel, try it. And tell us otherwise. So I would welcome anyone who hasn't tried Seacret, whether it's the travel, or is the skincare, nutrition, or even the business side. I would welcome anyone to come on board. And then secondly, it's not, and you can just be a customer and use the products. If you want to do the business side, training is very essential. And we have various series of trainings, whether it's Super Saturdays, short, quick ones online, or we have regional trainings. like the upcoming Trentation 26 to 29 to 28 April, training is a non-negotiable if you want to be successful. So that's what I would say. So for those that are connecting from the African continent, this is something for you. I know your economies experience different things, but this is something that can weather different economies. And you mix it up. Go mix your African market and other continents as your markets. This is a business. Let it challenge you. If you're going to be successful in anything, try to be successful with this one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doc, for being on the call tonight. I truly appreciate your time and being able to share your story and being able to be vulnerable, sharing your story with everybody as well. And everybody who is part of it also has learned something from you about Seacret as well. And most of the time when we share more about Seacret, we miss to share about our community. We miss to share about how Seacret helps us to develop relationships and come up with within the community that really has the same values, enjoys the same products with you. Travels with you, have fun with you, you learn together, you develop together, you do business together. And one thing I just picked up as well is to say, look, I'm developing this community, and this is a community. What will happen is if I am to die, there is a community to look after my business. That's one thing I truly like to say. Look, this community is there to continue looking after my business, whether I'm there myself or not there, because the business is beyond just the business, but it's now a community. So thank you so much, Doc, for being on to the call tonight. I truly appreciate you. God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. So guys, what is going to happen is I'm going to Thanks so much. You're welcome. So we're gonna just quickly share you guys some of the those who wanna come up for traincation. We've got special tickets for you available that you can get for traincation that are coming up as well, and which you can actually get some let me just see if I can some tickets that you can now get as well on a special for traincation. You can get it for 4,000 rands per person right now, but if you get a double ticket, double special, you're gonna get it for 6,500. What it means is you're saving completely almost $100 for you by you buying a double ticket. So you can get that ticket, get a friend, get somebody else, and get that ticket right now, and you'll be able to, with limited spaces available right now. So if you want those tickets, let me know, or go to the person who invited you onto this call, or go into our groups as well. You will see the links for this ticket. There's so much happening. So next week, my secret story, we're gonna have it live from traincation. So it's either you're gonna be there, or that's the best thing you can do, is to have it there at traincation, being part of it, being part of the audience, being part of the team as well, and enjoying it from there. So make sure you are available and you're part of the team that's coming up to traincation. So guys, we're gonna have some few minutes before we go on to our next session. I'm just gonna give you guys some few minutes break for you before we go on to the next session. Let me just end this session, then we start off our next session.